Welcome to Baptist Bend Missions. We're glad to have you here today. We're going to give you a tour of the building, show you what we do. Most people know of mission boards but have never had an opportunity to visit one. What I want to do is show you what kind of services we offer, show you the magnitude of them. I think that'll be a surprise to you, and to just introduce you to the inner workings of a mission board, in particular Baptist Bend Missions. We're standing out front of the mission buildings today. This is originally an elementary school. 30 years ago we bought it. It's in the suburbs of Cleveland called Middleburg Heights. We're in a residential area. It's really nice. It's quiet, close to the airport, close to interstate. So it serves us so very well. The nice thing about it is we have no debt, we have no mortgage, so it's ours. But I'm going to take you inside now and show you around and just give you some idea of what happens in this building any given day of the week. So come ahead. Hey, good afternoon, Steve.
Hey, Vernon.
I'm going to talk to people here a little bit about your department, what we do in here.
Good.
So in this department, we do church relations, enlistment, and communications. The distinction to this department is that it does everything outside the building. Works with churches, works with recruitment, and then telling the story away from this actual location. So let's take those each one at a time. Church relations. We partner with churches in sending their missionaries to the mission field. The churches are helped to get their people from the pew into ministry wherever they choose that God is sending them. Secondly, we promote missions, and the way we do that is we help churches set up missions conferences. That might be finding speakers, material for the conference, things that we can send them and help them with that. Then there's enlistment. Enlistment is making opportunities known. That could be in a church, that could be on a campus of a school, it could be just most anywhere, but it's letting people know about opportunities with Baptist Bend Missions globally for ministry. And then that part of this department also moves a person from their first touch with BMM and their application process, and through their initial training, through the deputation process, and then through pre-field training and onto the field. So all the way from first touch to first term of service, this department would manage people because of the enlistment and church relations relationship there. And then there's communications in this department. Communications tells the story of what God's doing through BMM globally. It promotes BMM. It lets people know areas of opportunity. It also lets people know the wonderful things that God's doing through His people around the world. So in this one working group, we have church relations, enlistment, and communications. And if you come with me, I'll take you down the hall and introduce you to our financial section and what we do down there. Good morning, Mark. Mr. Mark Hocker, he's head of our financial group here at the office. When we talk about financial services of the financial group here, we have three subsets: accounting, taxes, and benefits. Accounting receipts gifts, but it also manages that money through into bank accounts or out to missionaries on the foreign field. To understand the magnitude of that service, you need to hear that we have 71,000 gifts receipted every year, and that's pretty standard and mounting each year. So it takes a lot of people, a lot of process to make that happen. In addition, we also manage some affairs for missionaries through accounting, pay of bills, credit cards, things of that nature. That's hard for them if they're in remote access overseas to take care of. Taxes. We have processed over 330 tax returns for missionaries last year. Most of those were overseas and foreign assignment, which complicates the tax return situation because they're in ministry, they have foreign income earned, and all of that goes with that. And then there's the benefits department. We're self-insured. It's managed by Aetna for us. However, we have a benefits department that handles claims for missionaries. And last year they processed in excess of $3 million in claims for our mission family. So that will be our financial services department in a nutshell: accounting, taxes, and benefits, and that's all headed up by Mr. Mark Hocker here. Let me take you over to the Stewardship Ministries department and explain to you what we provide in terms of services in that department. So if you come with me. Good morning, Steve. How you doing? Great. I want to talk to folks about Stewardship Ministries here for a few minutes. So let me explain Stewardship Ministries to you. I think a good definition is that Stewardship Ministries provides a variety of ways for you, God's servants, to give to Baptist Bend Missions. One of those ways that we can serve you and help you is by meeting with you, answering your questions, and then working with your legal advisors in planning your will or trust. Secondly, we run a gift annuity program here at Baptist Bend Missions. The gift annuity program provides you a way to invest in Baptist Bend Missions that gives you a fixed income for life and also provides for Baptist Bend Missions income for operations. And then thirdly, Stewardship Ministries Department is charged with helping to fund operations. Organizations like ours, nonprofits, are often judged by how much it costs to run the operations relative to total revenue they take in a year. So at Baptist Missions last year, it was 13% of total revenue to run operations. That 13% is not funded out of revenue, it has to be raised in and of itself. That's the job of Stewardship Ministries here. They go out and raise funding for operations for the office itself. So in closing, Stewardship Ministries provides you a variety of ways to give to God's ministry here at Baptist Missions. We provide estate planning, we provide a gift annuity program, and in this department of Stewardship Ministries, raises the funding for operations on a yearly basis. Well, good morning, Heather and Molly. We are now in field administration, and this suite deals with missionaries directly. The working group would be missionary finance and field administration. And we often say we deal member care in this working group, and we deal with life and living issues. So let's talk about that. Missionaries and their life and living overseas or in the States. We handle people in this suite from beginning first term all the way through to retirement and even into retirement. What are the life and living issues that missionaries face? Well, let's talk about residency. More and more difficult in a foreign country. Talk about security. That's obvious if you watch the news. Security is a big issue for us, big issue for our missionary teams, big issue for the church watching out for their missionaries. Talk about education of MKs. The education of MKs is not simple in some countries. As a matter of fact, it's very difficult. We talk about issues of language acquisition. We talk about issues of finding a way to live in a country and to function in that country. Missionary finance deals specifically with the missionary's personal finances. In other words, their personal support base. We watch to make sure they have adequate support. We set the support estimates relative to exchange rates and the place where they're working, the type of ministry they're in. And we're a go between the missionary and their churches and their donor base. In addition to all that we do in this working group of missionary finance and field administration, we also work directly with ministry teams. Baptist Missions is structured with teams in different fields of service. And those teams are self-governing, they are self-financing, but the field administrators work directly with those groups to do several things. One, to put ministry plans in place, to do strategic planning into the future, to help them recruit new missionaries. So all of that would make that team to thrive and survive and work together would come under field administration. I trust you've caught a glimpse of what we do in the building in terms of services. I hope you've caught a glimpse of our hearts. We love doing what we do. We love serving servants. And I want you to know that we appreciate you as partners of ministry. We could not do what we do here without you helping us in this ministry. And if you're in the area, come and see me, would you? I'd love to meet you and greet you. I'd love to know you personally. I'd love to give you a tour of our facilities and our staff. So come see us, and thank you for all you do to help us.